My exhibition at KÖNIG Gallery Berlin is called Usurper. It contains several bodies of work that deal with the concept of theft, as in the theft of vision or the theft of life or the theft of nature. My work deals a lot with kind of the legacy of fossil fuels in terms of extraction, but also the use of them. My work thinks a lot about these subjects, so they all kind of came together in this exhibition, which is also my first monochromatic exhibition. I've never had an exhibition that was so stark in terms of color. As you can see, I'm a very colorful person, and my work always uses very kind of flashy colors, but this time it's quite a stark show. The first work you will see when you enter the space is called The Guardian, which is a relatively very new work. I just completed it at the end of last year, and it's an enlarged plant that is white. It has this milky white drops coming out of it, and it's based on a plant called the Calotropis procera, which is a plant that makes you blind. It secretes this milky substance that makes people blind. And I thought it was very interesting, not only in terms of what it causes, which is actually my biggest fear as an artist, is to be blind. But also metaphorically speaking, what does it mean to be blind? To not believe things that you see, to kind of shield your eyes from what's happening in the world. And that takes us to the next installation, which is called Agnes, which is a huge installation of glass birds on the floor. That work emanates from my experience during the Gulf War as a child in Kuwait, and then finding out later in life that people didn't believe the images of that war that I lived through. So kind of these concepts come together in this exhibition through different works that maybe come from different strands of my practice, but they all kind of come together in this unified theme. Another work that is in the show is called Miner, the 3D printed oil drill, which is a very big part of my practice. I make sculptures of these oil drills because they're so fascinating in terms of shape and form, but it's a kind of pearlescent white one, and you will see it at the end of the space. It almost looks like the sun. I'm from Kuwait. Kuwait is a country that has been heavily dependent on oil for many decades. And I think for me as an artist from there, it's always kind of like an existential question. Where is this going? Like, oil is a miracle and a curse. It has revolutionized the way we live in the modern world, but it's also destroying us. And so it's like a conundrum, like a dilemma. How do you deal with this subject from, let's say, both sides? I don't have any answers, but I like to present these questions. Also in terms of wealth, I mean, oil produces so much wealth. There is something very seductive about this, and also blinding. At the same time that you know this thing is killing you. So how do you deal with these ideas? I'm trying to illustrate different kind of emotional landscapes. I think my art always hides this tragic character, even if it's colorful and wonderful on the outside. It's always has this dark underbelly at the same time. It's seductive, but it's also horrible.